foul weather in South Florida, no more cruises to Cuba, Celebrity Equinox Revolutionized, and my next cruise coming up. Hey YouTube land, this is Bill from cruisehabit.com. Earlier today we did a broadcast, actually two, one over on Periscope and one on Facebook Live Interactive, talking with you guys, answering your cruise questions, and wanted to just take some of that, share it with you. We put a lot of stuff on YouTube, but we do a lot of live stuff too, and that's really exciting. In fact, most weekends we do a live broadcast from Port Everglades or Port Miami. As cruise ships sail away, we show you from a real nice close vantage point and talk ship. But weather didn't allow for it this time, so we did things a little bit differently. Wanted to share that with you. Make sure you follow along. Just search Cruise Habit on Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, and Twitter, and check out cruisehabit.com so that you're alerted next time we go live, and you can join us, be part of the conversation. With that, I will hand it over to the me of just a couple minutes ago. So I have some notes today because I don't do a good job of keeping track of where things are. So, Jose Pena, 2 broadcasts. Yes, please. I hope you don't think that this one will be drastically different. I'll try and do something different. I should have changed shirts. That's what I should have done, Jose Pena. Joe, yes, now I'm here. So I know some people use both platforms, but not everyone. And I want to do more with Facebook Live. So again, we'll dive right into the first thing, which is why I'm not at the port. If you sometimes if you watch on Facebook Live, and frequently if you are on Periscope, you'll find me around this time on a Saturday or a Sunday, maybe a little bit ago, over at Port Everglades or Port Miami watching sailaways. Well, not today, and the reason is because, well, sunny South Florida was not so sunny. So I will show you what my drive looked like just a couple hours ago in sunny South Florida. Yeah, I wasn't the one filming. Just to be clear, I don't have a right-hand drive car. You get the idea. So that's why we're not out at Port Everglades or anywhere today. So staying dry and air conditioned, as I mentioned to some a little bit ago. 93 degrees or the rain. If it wasn't for the lightning, I might pick the rain. But yeah, not a great day. Sorry that I missed it. Always love watching sailaways with you guys and talking ship. But that's why I'm here to answer your questions. Now, I do want to go into a couple news items, some of which you may or may not have seen on Cruise Habit or somewhere else. I hear there are other websites on the internet. I don't believe it, though. And one of those is with regard to Cuba. So we put out some information a couple days ago when the U.S. government made some changes to U.S. Cuba policy, which prevents Americans from visiting Cuba under a lot of the circumstances under which they could before. And it also prevents cruise ships from leaving a North American port and then visiting the island of Cuba. There wasn't a lot of heads up from the U.S. government on this. There had been some rumors and things, but it wasn't real clear. All of a sudden, pretty much overnight, hey, no more Cuba. So cruise lines scrambling to make changes to itineraries. If you were booked on an itinerary sailing to Cuba, you've probably already received some sort of information, if not the details of itinerary changes. And in some cases, certain cruise lines are maybe just given some onboard credit. Others are being really incredibly generous with like 50% refunds and all this stuff. Not the cruise line's fault, right? So the good news is you can still enjoy a Caribbean cruise vacation. The bad news is if you're planning to go to Cuba, that isn't happening at the moment. I'm glad that we got to go when we did. I was actually with Ron. I assume he's talking to me and not any of the other people, because come on, who else really are you glad that you went with, Ron? It was Larissa. I know, who wasn't me. But yeah, glad we got to do that. And who knows, maybe something will change again one day. But in the meantime, that's the deal. And over on the Cruise Habit website, in the Cuba article, we put some updates around as different cruise lines were updating us. At this point, pretty much everyone said, nope, not happening, and they've sent out those emails to guests who are booked. I expect that we'll still hear some more news in the coming days, and maybe we'll share some information as we learn from the cruise lines around what their long-term plan is. I mean, it can potentially cause financial impact to cruise lines, even though it does only represent, I think, to give you an example, Norwegian Cruise Lines. Frank Del Rio, the CEO and president of Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, who, shameless plug, go to cruisehabit.com/podcast, and you can hear my interview with Frank Del Rio just a couple weeks ago. So yeah, anywho, he said that only about 4% of Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings itineraries, that's Oceania, Regent, and Norwegian Cruise Lines, were scheduled to visit Cuba. But it's still not nothing. So if you had that booked, I'm sorry, but that's a deal with Cuba at the moment. What else? Oh, I know another not fun thing, and that is June 1st starts Atlantic hurricane season. And we always keep this article up to date. A lot of people, it's a very common question I get. Is it safe to cruise during hurricane season? Should I get travel insurance? And the short answer is yes, it is safe. I cruise during the peak of hurricane season pretty much every year. I'll be doing it again, actually. That's a teaser for the next announcement. But we go over in this article some things that you should consider, including travel insurance, but also just, making sure your home is secured if you live in a potentially affected area, and a lot of the things that maybe just people wouldn't think about. As far as trip insurance, because that topic always comes up, the biggest thing, and you can check out this article over at cruisehabit.com as well, is making sure that the policy that you are shopping for actually covers the things you are concerned with. People make a lot of assumptions around what is and is not covered with trip insurance. So it's not about what company. It's not about, oh, so-and-so had great customer service from this company. It's about, does the policy that you have booked or that you have purchased cover the thing you're looking to protect against? Ron, what do you think Royal will do with Majesty and Empress now that those Cuba sailings are canceled? Yeah, I've got that question from a lot of people. Now, Royal Caribbean was actually interesting that they brought Empress of the Seas. How am I ringing for a video chat if I'm in something? That's interesting. Royal Caribbean actually brought Empress of the Seas back into the fleet from Pullmantur. She had been retired years earlier just to sail to Cuba. They refurbed her. Beautiful. Loved sailing on her. Actually became maybe my favorite Royal Caribbean ship. And what will they do now? I suspect they put a lot of that money in. Pullmantur isn't doing everything that it did financially and just, as far as performance. A lot of that is because of the Brazilian economy right now compared to a few years ago. So I suspect that she'll be sticking around. I doubt they would just boot her out. Right now, as many people will tell you in the industry, it's a capacity-constrained market. So I think we can expect to see Empress and Majesty stick around, at least for a little while. But it's a reasonable question, and who knows? So looking back to my notes, what else do we have here? Celebrity Equinox, depending on who you ask. Equinox. Celebrity Equinox just published this on the site. You can check it out. Just went up an hour ago, maybe less. I don't know. She is the very first Solstice class ship from Celebrity Cruises to go through Celebrity Revolution, which is a $500 million fleet revitalization project. We've talked a lot about Celebrity Revolution. We've written about it over on the site. And in fact, we did a whole podcast episode just about Celebrity Revolution. So you can check that out, cruisehabit.com/podcast or wherever you get your podcasts. And so she's the first of the Solstice class, the larger ships, to get that treatment. Really excited to see some of the pictures and hear the stories. There was a lot done. We talk about that over in today's article about some of the changes that were made to that ship. And we will find out personally very soon. In 84 days, that's August 31st, we're going to be on board a 7-night Eastern Caribbean sailing on Celebrity Equinox. Looking very forward to that for so many reasons. And of course, we'll be sharing that with you. So make sure you follow, like us, all of the social things on Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, checking in regularly over at cruisehabit.com. We'll have a live blog. So excited about that as well. I think that that wraps up the most of it for now. If you guys have any questions, whether it's about Cuba, hurricane season, trip insurance, Celebrity Equinox, anything else, just reach out. You can always send me a message. You can comment over on our Facebook page. We also have I don't talk about it enough. We have a Cruise Questions Answered Facebook group. You can find it linked from the page, or just search Cruise Questions Answered in Facebook, and that's where not only myself, I think Ron goes in there, Brandon goes in there, others go in there, answer your questions. We have some travel agents in there that are really helpful, knowledgeable, answering your cruise questions, whether you're looking to take your first cruise, you've sailed a billion times, but maybe on a new ship, new itinerary, there's new policy. You can ask your questions there, and it's a fun place just to chat about cruising. You can, of course, reach out however you want to me. cruisehabit.com. There's a contact form over there. Always happy to chat. So I think that's going to do it for now. I'm going to not sunbathe outside. Not that I would do that if it was sunny. You get the idea. But I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. I look forward to being back out at the port when schedule allows, and when, more importantly, the weather improves. And 84 more days we'll be sailing. Maybe we'll even have something before that. It could happen. Do I know something? Maybe. So hopefully we can share lots more cruise stuff with you, not only from the port, from right here, but live from ships at sea. Looking forward to that. We've got some other announcements very soon that we'll share as well. So stay tuned. I sincerely appreciate all of you joining. Look forward to talking ship with you here, wherever else it is. John, I will relay your greetings to Larissa. She is not here because she gets that sick of my voice when I do these broadcasts. No, she just ran to say hi to some family. So thanks for hanging out. Look forward to talking ship with you guys again real soon. Have a fantastic weekend. Final thing, for real this time, if you liked this video, if you want to see more, do me a favor, please, pretty please, go and click the like button, click the subscribe button. I don't know which side it's on. Subscribe and like. That would really help us out as we grow our YouTube presence, because I definitely want to do more video, more ship tour videos, all sorts of exciting stuff. And that would help a lot, because there are actually certain things YouTube doesn't even let me do until you click those buttons. So thank you.